founded her professional development firm, Positivity Academy, in 2015. She holds a BA in psychology, and that's from Wake Forest, and a master's in health administration from the University of South Carolina. Okay, so without further ado, thank you.
Thank you so much for that introduction. I didn't want to sit down because we need seats. Places here. But each of you all should have received handouts. So does everyone have handouts? No. Make sure that you get handouts with this side. That side. And on that side as well. Okay. I want to make sure that, and we'll cover this toward the end. It won't be like a class, I promise, but I want to make sure that each of you have a copy of that handout. But thank you so much for filling the room today and coming today, as I'm going to talk about something that's very passionate within me, and that's about influence. And today, the interesting thing is typically when you hear about influence, you immediately talk about the behaviors, specifically, those specific things that you need to do to specifically get people to do what you want them to do. I mean, that's sometimes the immediate thought of influence. But I'm going to give you a different perspective today. So the perspective of influence is going to come from value-based influence. The value that you deliver to those that you're called to serve. So before we get into the details, I want to share a little bit about the company that he introduced, and that's the Positivity Academy. So we're a group of professional consultants that really help leaders and organizations stand out among the best. And we do that a number of ways. We do that through professional training, leadership development training within corporations. We also do that through business performance training for small firms like entrepreneurs, people starting out. And also, like today, speaking at professional conferences to share more education. And we do that because we truly believe that organizations and communities thrive when they focus on their number one asset. And I think everyone in this room can agree that that's the people, right? So when you focus on your number one asset, the people, you thrive. And there's data and a lot of research to actually prove that that's the case. So we have a few objectives for today's talk. And the first objective is that you understand the three basic desires that most success-driven leaders possess. We'll cover that. The second objective is that you understand the link between influence and performance. Third, we're going to talk about my 7 strategies to help you increase your influence in the workplace. And those strategies actually are derived from 7 principles that I wrote in a recent book that's coming out soon entitled The Value Lens, How to Magnify Your Influence in the Marketplace and the Workplace. And then lastly, I want everyone to just choose one strategy that you're going to work to implement within the next 7 days. So. Now first, let's talk about the desires. The 3 basic desires that most success-driven leaders have. And he kind of mentioned a little bit of my background, but in serving in healthcare leadership for well over 11 years and for hospitals, and working with staff at all different levels, whether we were working with executives, whether we were working with front office staff, that experience coupled with my work with clients, I learned the 3 basic desires that most success-driven leaders have. And at the base of it is just self-worth. Can we all agree with that? We want to know that all those years of experience, the gifts, the talents, that we're bringing to the table, it means something. We want to make sure that all that we're doing in our careers is adding value to the organization, right? And so that's really the base. But on the next level, the next desire is promotion. Now, who wouldn't mind a promotion? Everyone, not everyone, okay. So promotion means that your value that you've been delivering to the organization is worthy of more opportunity, more responsibility. So most success-driven leaders desire some form of promotion. And then the third desire is partnership. Now this is the one, I would even say this is kind of the pinnacle. Partnership means that you're seen as a partner within the organization. The Gallup Group compares that to you building brand ambassadors within your organization. You know, they really represent the very brand promise that is encompassed within your logo. And those are the people that are partners. That's where longevity comes into play. That's where you really can help develop other leaders within your pipelines. Those are the informal leaders that may not have that director title, but people listen to what they have to say. They're the subject matter experts within your organization. So this is the level that a lot of people aspire to get to. Now, as you see in the diagram, as you continue to lay the foundation of adding value, as you're positioned for promotion, and as you are seen as a partner, you'll see that the arrow of influence grows. So as you're continuing to really accomplish and meet those personal desires, your influence is growing within the organization. And I really want you to kind of get a visual of this diagram because we're going to reference it again later. Now, the interesting thing about influence to me is I believe the greatest organizations and the greatest leaders within those companies, they are very centered on a very clear vision and a purpose. And as Jim Clifton with the Gallup would say, change from a culture of a paycheck to a culture of purpose. So a lot of the things that I'm going to share with you today, including the strategies, really come from that mindset. You know, the mindset of being very purpose-driven and people-centered. Because when you have that mindset and that's how you operate as a leader and as an organization, you're more likely to influence the people that you're called to serve. You're more likely to make movement with reducing or increasing employee engagement, which is a big challenge in most organizations across the country as well as internationally. So we're going to be focusing on having that culture of purpose here. So now this is the fun part for me. I'm going to share a story, which is one of the things I love to do. And before I share this story, I'm going to introduce you to a person by the name of Sue. And Sue is a woman who I talk about often when I go speak, and she's someone that has had an impact on me and my view of leadership itself. But before we talk about Sue, I want to tell you 3 central truths that really represent who Sue is. First, influence never plays favorites. Influence is earned. It's something that you earn and receive as a result of providing value. Next, influence is birthed through the value that you deliver with every customer. And for you all, you may obviously have different customers. You have your customers that include your staff. You have your customers that include your coworkers. You have customers including the executive suite, the actual paying customers that exchange dollar for service, as well as your vendors. So your customers really are encompassing a lot of different groups of people, and you want to deliver value to each of those groups. And then third, influence increases as your value is magnified. So as you magnify your value, you'll meet those 3 desires that you desire, right, as a leader, and your influence increases. So let me share a little bit about Sue. Sue spent the past 35 years as an OBGYN nurse at a mid-sized hospital in Lexington, South Carolina. And during that time, on the floor, taking care of patients, caring for them, and is anyone representing healthcare by chance in here? Wonderful, wonderful. So you'll relate to this. So in her experience of caring for patients, she grew an incredible passion for families who had experienced major loss during the childbearing experience in the hospital. So those families that experienced perinatal loss. And her passion grew so much that she decided that she wanted to be a part of something bigger that helped to support them during their time of loss, right? So Sue, in her excitement and with her years of experience, she decided to lead a bereavement program that was established by the hospital. She made sure that in their committee work that every single employee that would ever walk in a room of a patient that lost a child knew what to do, and they knew what not to say, right? She made sure that there was consistency in communication amongst all the teams. She made sure that there was a moment every single year where families who had lost a child would be able to come back to the hospital and celebrate and honor the child they had just lost within the past 12 months. Sue was incredible. Her influence was earned. She earned influence because she received countless awards by her hospital administration. She earned influence because when people recognized her in the community, she basically encompassed the very brand promise of the organization. Her influence spilled over outside of the walls of the organization and went out into the community. She was a brand ambassador. Would you all agree with that? She was a brand ambassador. She's the type of employee who would become a leader that you want within your organization. Everyone should want Sue's. Now, my engagement and my first interaction with Sue wasn't quite pleasant. I'll just put that out there first. So when I first met Sue, it was because I was that patient that needed what she offered, needed the value that she offered and brought to the table. It was March 10, 2012, that my husband is actually from Manning, South Carolina, and we were leaving Manning to go back to Columbia after visiting family. And as we pulled up into the driveway, I got this unbelievable pain in the upper right side of my belly. I happened to be 6 months pregnant with our baby girl, who we named Lauren Kelly. And the amazing thing about this month was we're still at a heightened point of excitement. This is our first child. 2 weeks prior, we had a gender reveal party. I think you all know those are very popular now. We had a gender reveal party, and we had family traveling from Georgia, North Carolina, and